Well, I just got completely chilled out from that insane finish. The Avs, we took down Vegas in regulation too, so we're only 2 points behind them. But before all that happened, well, it's official. The field is finished. Now, seating still needs to be decided, but the, the Sweet 16 is complete. The last playoff spot has been taken, and here's who took it. I do like their goal horn. I remember when I first heard it, used to be this fake little noise. They finally hyped it up a bit. And so yeah, the Canadians, they made it. They snatched it up. They snatched up that last spot. They lost in overtime, but they only needed 1 point to get to the playoffs, and they got it. So the Canadians are in, which means Calgary and Vancouver, their seasons are done. And I'd like to get my inner Francais in and say the following. Félicitations aux Canadiens de Montréal pour avoir atteint la série éliminatoire de la Coupe Stanley. Congratulations to the Montreal Canadiens for reaching the Stanley Cup playoffs. And so they snatched it up, so the Sweet 16 is complete. Now all that's left to decide is seeding. And there really isn't that much to decide. The only seeding problems that have to be solved are in the North and the West. The East seeding became official earlier tonight. The Bruins beat the Islanders in overtime, so they clinched the number 3 seed. They will face Washington, and Pittsburgh will face the Islanders in the other semifinal in the East. And in the Central, the Florida Panthers defeated the Tampa Bay Lightning once again, so Florida will have home ice advantage in that series against the defending Stanley Cup champions. And of course, Carolina and Nashville, that's the other series. And but in the North, they're still seeding to figure out. Winnipeg and Montreal are competing in a race for the 3 seed, and Winnipeg lost in regulation, so their lead over Montreal is down to 1 point. But here's the thing: Winnipeg has 2 games left. Montreal only has the 1, and the Jets play tomorrow against the Canucks. If the Jets just go to overtime, that's it. They will lock up the number 3 seed and face Edmonton, and we will get that Habs-Leafs series, first time since '79. As far as the West is concerned, with the Avalanche's regulation win over Vegas, the number 1 seed is up for grabs. Get this, the President's Trophy is up for grabs too. And I think, according to the standings, it's just the President's Trophy race is between us and Vegas. Oh my God, we can end up with the President's Trophy. I don't know what to say about that, but yeah. So and the win was important because we moved further ahead of Minnesota. And if Minnesota loses 1 more point in the standings, they will be locked in number 3. They will have to start the playoffs on the road, either in Denver or in Vegas. But as far as the race for number 1, Vegas has the 1 game left. We have 2 home games against LA. Vegas has to go to San Jose. If Vegas wins, they still can. If Vegas wins, they still cannot. They still can't clinch yet because they're gonna need the Avalanche to lose. They're gonna need the Avalanche to lose a point in the standings in the final 2 games. If Vegas only goes to overtime and doesn't win, only gets to 1 point, then the Avalanche would have to get 3 out of maximum final 4 points to get number 1. However, if Vegas loses in regulation, that's an ultimate great situation for us, because if Vegas loses in regulation, we only have to win 1 of those 2 final games, to get the top spot in the West and overall. So it's going to be an interesting final few days. Oh, and as far as the Stanley Cup playoffs is concerned, it is official. It's pretty much they pretty much announced it tonight. Though Deputy Commissioner Bill Daley kind of said that there's a chance that the playoffs could start Saturday, but it was made official later tonight. Not only will the Stanley Cup playoffs start this upcoming Saturday, but Game 1 between the Capitals and the Bruins in Washington will take place on Saturday evening, 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific, and it will air on NBC. So things are shaping up, and Daly also said the North playoffs could start. I think it could start the same day, especially if seeding is complete. But yeah. So things are shaping up. So we have a few more days. It's gonna be very interesting. So again, congratulations to the Canadiens, Félicitations aux Canadiens de Montréal, and it's gonna be a hell of a play. It's gonna be a hell of a playoffs. As I said, there's still some seeding left, and there's a lot of crazy finishes. A lot of crazy finishes happened. Nashville shut down the Hurricanes 5-0. A lot of overtime. The Oilers won overtime. The Bruins won in overtime. Dallas won in overtime. So everybody in the Central is finished. Everybody in the Central has played their 56. They're the first division to have all the teams play their 56 games. I think the East will finish tomorrow. There's one East game left, and it's Washington, Boston. Pretty much practice for their upcoming series. That's tomorrow. So Boston, Washington will face each other for the first of what could be 8 straight times. The West will finish Thursday, and as far as the West goes, only 2 teams have completely finished their regular seasons, and that's the Coyotes and Ducks. But the West will finish Thursday, and the North games are stretched out through the 19th, which is next Wednesday. So it's going to be a fun stretch, and I'll recap on each day of it, including the playoffs. So with that, I say I'll be back tomorrow. And again, congratulations, Habs.